up, everybody? Violent J here. Who am I here with?
Mike P here.
The legendary Mike P, super fucking producer extraordinaire, and of course, founding member of Zug Izland. And who else are we with?
G-Man, what's up, brothers?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Shit, dog, you looking all good. Get your mug out of the camera. You looking all good, making everybody else look old.
No, man, I'm old as shit.
Hell no, you look great, dog. Somehow you're going backward. The fuck is going on? What kind of time machine? What kind of time machine you got over there, dog? You're going backward in time.
It's the good weed and stop drinking, man. I quit drinking.
Fuck that! I just got started.
But I still enjoyed a cold beer. You know what I mean? But
that's the way I look at it. Mike, let me ask you first. What's your perception of the creation of Zug Izland?
You know what? From what I remember, we were going to do a band. It was going to be Sin, G-Man, he was going to sing, and then we're going to have Rudy singing. What's his name? The wrestler. Vampiro was going to be
yeah. I know, but...
and then Violent J, and then... Jump City was going to be
like, what the fuck kind of band is that? You know what I'm saying? Vampiro, the Rude Boy, Violent J, G-Man, and Mike P. Vampiro, you know what I'm saying? Is he going to wrestle the microphone? You know what I'm saying? No,
and then everyone started dropping off. Dude, that was the original plan. And then we were going to launch a solo record with G-Man.
Yeah.
After that. But
I know, but
people started falling out.
No, Vampiro actually does sing. I believe he does punk rock music, you know what I mean? But, yeah, all kind of ideas, you know what I mean? But the finalized creation, you know what I'm saying? Who we talking about? Mike P, G-Man, Ashley on drums, Lil Pig, Guido
on bass.
That's right. And who was the other original member? Dan?
Dan, yeah.
He was the other one, right?
We call him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was it. That was us in the basement on some Nirvana. Remember that?
Yeah.
Fucking singing every night. Just playing our fucking in the basement. Remember that? Where were we?
Oh my God,
it was in the basement. Yeah, it was in the basement. At your house.
The basement in Ferndale, right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We'd have like
all kinds of lights.
Yeah, man, we had lights, we had the sounds. There would be like 2 or 3 bitches sitting over there, you know what I'm saying? And we'd be fucking cranking. Remember that?
We were slacking.
We had fun, man.
And the ceilings were low as shit. And Joe's like 6'4", so like he's just got to have his head in between the ceilings and shit.
Right. That shit was dope, man.
Yeah.
We were putting it down though, man. I remember singing River. Me and you be standing next to each other singing G-Man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we were singing River.
Dope.
We fucking cranked through River. We fucking cranked through Sunny Day. Remember that shit? We were good. Yeah, man, we were in Fire. I remember doing all that live down there. We did that shit like...
The that we rehearsed in was on Camborne.
That's what I'm talking about, dog, in Ferndale. It was your house. Yes, it was your house. We fucking... We were going there. We did that shit straight for like 3 months every night. Just jamming in the fucking basement, loud. Different people sitting around, you know, and we were just... Like I said, it was Nirvana. You know what I mean? It was like we were rocking. What year was that? What year?
2001.
2001, yeah. Shangri-La days.
So we were basically done with the record. And then me and G-Man were sitting there talking one day, and we're like...
No, this was before Shangri-La.
Yeah. This is 2001 before we started Shangri-La.
That's right. We had just did Bizarre. We didn't even know we were going to do Shangri-La with you. Remember? This was before all that.
You were just figuring out Mike P. He was actually hired as an engineer.
That's right. That was the shit, man. And remember the tree? The tree in Dallas?
I got the picture. I got the picture of all of us in the tree.
Behind the studio.
We love that motherfucking tree. It was a tree behind the studio, and that's where we'd always go to smoke weed. We'd go out to the tree, you know? We started to worship that fucking tree.
The only tree chilling in a concrete forest.
I know, it was all fucking, you're right. It was all fucking concrete, big parking lot, you know, concrete, everything. And there's this beautiful big ass tree right there, just waiting to be smoked by. You know what I'm saying?
You want me to send you the picture of the tree right now? I literally have it right now.
You got a picture?
I got it right here on my computer. I'm gonna pull it up right now on my computer.
Pull it up.
Can I send it to Rudy right now?
Pull it up. Pull it into my life. Let's talk about the album. It's finally unleashed upon the world, right? Like a monsoon of ecstasy bombs in their ear holes. Everybody loves it. What is your memory on making the intro to the Crack Tiles album?
Exact moment. I remember Joe's like, Violent J's were like, we need an intro, okay. And I think I came up with the beat first. I was playing like a beat on the drum machine, and then you came up with the melody.
Voila, like the rest of the album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you came up with this melody, and like, let's just repeat it over and over. And this track like evolved and built it, and that was just cool. It is
cool. It worked fine. It fit the record. It was like if you got a whole fucking outfit on and you're just looking for one last sock that matches, you know?
Yeah.
We pulled that motherfucker out of the bottom of a drawer and it fit the rest of the entire outfit perfectly.
You're looking for that third sock to put somewhere.
Right on that fucking third leg. G-Man, let me ask you, what is your memories of recording Fire?
I just thought to myself, the first thing I thought was,
I remember doing that song, actually.
Yeah. So I walk in the booth. Well, first thing I look at the lyrics. First verse, first lyric, hot milk and melted popsicles. I'm like, this is gonna be fucking dope.
It sounds like that. What the hell is that?
Fucking song, you know? Hot milk and melted popsicles. How can it go wrong? You know what I mean?
What? I don't know what the fuck that's about or what that means. I just know a lot of the record, a lot of that song, a lot of that song. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like
you said to yourself, that's what it is, and wrote itself to you, man. Fuck you, go in there and sing it. And I'm like, all right, bro. And then I'm like, straight, hot milk and melted popsicles, let's start off the show.
Yeah, that shit is almost like you're rapping, you know, but you're singing. It's like you're singing it. It reminds me of to me, the way you're doing those vocals, it reminds me of like a filter song. Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or what's that other one?
Hard rock, industrial, yeah.
Or that other one I really like from back in the day. Oh, I've been trying to think about this song too. I cannot save you. I can't even save myself. Remember that?
No, who is that? Yeah, I do. What is that band?
That was what I was bumping when I wrote Fire.
Yeah.
Sunny Day. That we felt like was a single. I remember that. We thought this one's gonna be dope.
I still think
there is the Juggalo single. That is the Juggalo single.
Right. Yeah. We knew that when we did it.
It's an anthem.
Right.
I remember the first thing I did on that. Remember, I had a Korg. What was it called? A Korg? Well, I remember his keyboard, but there was this sound, that bass line, and I was just sitting in my studio in Ferndale, just goofing around. All of a sudden, it was like this weird sound.
Right. Yeah.
It was a Korg. I made a whole song. I made this whole track around this. It just made this weird sound. I'm like, all right, let's go. Karma. Korg Karma keyboard.
That's what I said, yeah. Korg Karma.
That's what it was. And I used to use that bass line, and the whole song came around that.
That whole song is like weird. There's no other way to put it. It's weird. I've always thought that song was weird. I'm like, what the fuck kind of music would this be considered if this was the only song Zug Izland ever did?
It was kind of industrial.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even like a rock record or rap. It was like, I don't even know what the fuck. If you play just that song by itself, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? What is that? Where do you categorize that? It's so weird.
Break them tracks down with all the cartoon noises and all like the crazy sound effects that we put in the production.
You know what? Actually, that shit is, when you think about it, it's actually more like some 9 Inch Nails or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking kind of industrial meets hip hop.
Early 9 Inch Nails, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
prison song. It's another favorite for a lot of people.
Remember all the weird sounds, like the percussion sounds? We didn't have drums.
Yeah.
And we literally we went out and back.
It was supposed to be, the concept is the prisoners get hype and hyper. Like it starts off, the guy singing, and they don't know if they even like the guy. He starts off singing, then when they start to hear his lyrics, they're like, yeah, and the prisoners get hyper. So first you hear the clap, all the prisoners clapping, then they get hyper as the song goes. That was what we were going for, you know? And at the end, you know, everybody's hype and it's all crazy, you know, you picture the whole prison, you know, like some old Johnny Cash shit, you know, like when he played Folsom, you know what I mean?
You're gonna make amends, turn back and I'll kill her again.
Yeah, it's all hype, everybody's yelling it. Turn back, at the end it's jamming, right? That's the concept, drums dropping, bass. You know,
we went and found a bunch of pieces of metal out in back of the studio.
That's right.
We got a bunch of metal and a bunch of shit, and we banged it, and that's what made.
Because it was supposed to be prisoners, like in like a big ass yard or like a fucking cafeteria, and they're banging shit. You know, listening. You know that. Yeah, remember all this?
Remember I drugged this microphone out the back door of the Lotus pod. And we were like banging on pieces of metal and shit for the percussion. It was an awesome moment.
Fuck yeah, man! It's like a song that's a skit. You know what I mean? It's cool, you know.
Man, I remember that. I remember it all, man.
All right, so then you got Fly. Now I know Fly was one of the first songs we ever did together.
I'm thinking it was the first.
You know, because when that came out the way Fly did,
it was the first. It was the first song we did.
Right. And literally, that's like the first track I did with anybody that wasn't a Mike Clark track, you know what I'm saying, in a long time. And I was like, I wonder what we would sound like, you know what I mean? And it was like, it rang all new bells for me. Not that Mike's shit is ever predictable, you get what I'm saying? But I just wanted to hear something out of left field, you know, us doing something out of left field. And it rang all new bells for me, you know what I'm saying? But it was still dope as fuck to me. I felt like, like fucking with you, Mike. Your shit to this day, right? We still work together, right? I mean, I got Mike P tracks on my new album coming out, right?
Yeah.
Your shit, I want it part of my history. You get what I'm saying? Like, your shit is so dope that, like, I remember realizing that when we did that song together, when we did Run, and I was like, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like this, and I want it in my fucking history. You know what I'm saying? And it's been ever since. We've been killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Since 2001.
Suicide. That's a dark one, right? We didn't even know if we should put that on the record.
That was a dark one. Can I say this? Musically, I was inspired by a band called King's X. King's X hit in like '89. They had an MTV song, and they're from Texas, I think. And they were a huge band, and I loved them. They were a big influence. And I was like thinking, I was just influenced by them when I did the music for Suicide. And then we were on tour with them. It was just crazy.
Well, I know that song is like pretty fucking. You know, we talked about the lyrics and are people gonna get the wrong idea? You know what I'm saying?
They did.
But the basic message is...
It's a positive message.
It is, to me.
Yeah, to me too.
If you know you're gonna go kill somebody, start with yourself, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and that's controversial. But that's what the song is, you know what I mean?
Well, you say it politely in the lyrics, like, do us all a favor.
Exactly.
You know? You're not singing please. If you could please do us all a favor.
If you're gonna go mass murdering,
you know,
do us all a favor and mass murder number one first. You know what I'm saying? You motherfucker.
Yeah. People called us, we were on radio stations doing interviews, and they're like, that song is terrible. You know, and someone they know killed themselves, which sucks. It was awful. But I'm like, no, you don't understand. I remember we were on the air arguing with someone. I'm saying, you don't understand the meaning. It's like, don't go kill someone else.
Before you go and come in at a homicide, do us all a favor. You should try suicide.
All right, let's move on. We've already incriminated ourselves. God damn it. All right. After that, Dreams. Now, Dreams, oh my God. I can't hear Dreams without that hottie. Remember that hottie?
Her?
Oh my
What
God.
do you remember about her?
She was like a supernatural alien creature. She was so fucking hot. It
Where
was
she
like,
from?
huh?
Where was she from?
It was like sitting next to a broken barrel of napalm. Like you couldn't help but feel the fucking heat from her hotness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't think of nothing else. Like anything.
And who brought her to the studio?
She talked all night. I don't even know if she spoke English. I didn't understand none of it. I was just like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to slam her. I think about it every time I hear that song. She does the intro, she speaks in like French or something, right?
She's from Milan, Italy, and do you remember
Italian.
all of us went on a trip up north Michigan?
That's what I'm talking about.
You remember the trip we went and we sat on the bonfire?
Yes!
Out?
And the craziest thing about her, she was in a bathing suit sitting there with us at the bonfire.
So was I. I was in a bathing suit.
Who cares? Why are you fucking my memory up? I'm thinking about her. I don't care you had a thong on, Mike. After that, oh my shit, The River. Now listen, this is my favorite song on the record. Every time I listen to this album, I gotta play this one 3 or 4 times because it's just a jam.
Yeah. It's my favorite song to play live is The River. Because it means and the lyrics mean so much to me.
You know,
definitely a fun live song to play.
Exactly. And you know what? I wanted to do that song on stage next time we play.
Oh, yeah.
I love singing it. I love singing it in the car. I just love singing it. I loved singing it when we did it in the basement. That was my favorite one to sing. You know what I mean?
My favorite to play live. My favorite.
It's the shit. And
you know what? Can I tell you this about that song? I did that track. You know, you might be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I did that track in '92.
Really?
1992. I was influenced more by Pretty Hate Machine by 9 Inch Nails.
Oh! On that song?
That's what I got. That was my influence.
Man, that song to me is a rock song. That is like rock. That is like fucking grunge. I did a drink from the river. It's saying, all my life everybody's saying, all my life I'm good, you know? And everybody says don't drink from the river. But then the chorus kicks in and it's like, but I did. I didn't drink from the river. What did it say? I tried and shared with my brother. Like, let's all drink. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's rock. That's all. That's what I'm saying. It's rock. It's like.
But listen to the bridge.
Break the rules.
That song is 9 Inch Nails. I mean, to me, I was on that tip when I wrote it.
Now, Small Town, I don't really remember too much about Small Town. I think that, to me, I'm gonna be honest, Small Town to me is kind of filler.
Man, I love that song. And you know what my favorite part of that song is? My favorite part of that song is this line, like, will you help me pass these flyers out? And there's your voice in the back going, for you. And I fucking love that part. It's the best part. It was like, I fucking laughed my ass off. And then, you know what else? Shaggy 2 Dope's verse in that song is incredible.
Dope.
Took her to the, oh my God, his voice is in the water.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even say it because my mom's gonna watch this. The whole, like, I'm gonna move next door to you, all that shit, that song. Okay, you know what? My memory of that song, Jay, is, we were gonna do, was it the Bloody Brothers? It was gonna be like a hillbilly hip hop record.
Yeah, we did one eventually with you. You did the music.
And I wrote 3 tracks in early 2001 for that record, and that's one of those tracks. And the other one is I think it's called The Wolf. It's on.
I know what that is. Yeah, I know what that is.
It's on Hell's Pit.
Yeah, the extras.
And,
that we found in the studio.
And there's a third one, and I can't find it. But I wrote these like hillbilly hip hop tracks for that, and that's what came from the river. And I love that song.
Small Town, there's something that triggers insecurity in me about that. I just feel like I could have done something better, so I'm always a little weird on that one. Huh?
You murdered it.
Okay, well, thanks. Maybe I have to hear it again. But always, right? That's my shit. That
should have been the hit. That was the single. That was the hit off that record.
That shit is like, to me, perfect. It's so basic.
We never played that song live because we were playing for Juggalos mostly, always. And it was like, it's just a love song. But then in about 9 years ago, probably 2014, we're sitting there eating lunch with Rob Bruce, Jump Steady, and he was like, do you guys realize Always is your biggest song on YouTube? And we're like, what? And it was our biggest song on Spotify. And Rob is the one that told us that. We were like, what are you talking about? We had no idea. And I went home and looked it up, and I'm like, it's our biggest song.
It's a jam. It's
live in concert. I used to do it a cappella, and I would just sing it a cappella and get the crowd going, and they would just fucking rock with it. So I knew it was always the shit. Yeah.
But the thing.
After that, Rob told me that, and we started doing that at every show because that's our biggest song. Because people love a love song. And
I think Always is okay for real Zug Island fans. You know what I'm saying? Always is the secret weapon on the record. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves Always. You know what I'm saying? And it was never pushed. It was never like a concert song. It was never, you know what I'm saying? But real people that love the album, Cracked Tiles, they love Always. They hear it. All you need to do is hear. It ain't even the kind of song that grabs you, I don't believe, the first time you hear it. I think it's one of the ones you need on your third time. You're like, oh, fuck, this shit is dope. You know what I mean? Once you start to feel that groove and understand it, because that guitar is so fucking weird. That loop, to me, it's so weird. Ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. It's almost like, but it works with the singing, and when the beat drops in, it's almost like relief. You know what I'm saying? The beat kicks in, it's like a build-up almost till that beat drops in. It's like a, I don't know, release. It's dope, man. It's a very unique song. Hiroshima.
Oh my God, Hiroshima.
Yeah. That was supposed to just be like a rockin', obliterate the world fucking song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that. That was fun. That's a fun song.
Well, I certainly remember the first lyric of it, and that one was kind of a weird one for me, so I just changed it to Only a Queen.
It's 20 years ago, No doubt.
Yeah. We're not feeling Hiroshima.
Right there.
I love that song. I love that riff, the melodies.
Listen, it may be a controversial title, because seeing how they got an atom bomb dropped on them. But let me tell you something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you hear Hiroshima, you think explosion. that's just gonna be like that for a long time, I think. You know what I mean? Not against Hiroshima, but that city is a little tainted for a little something that happened there a while ago that I can't seem to hear that city and not think about destruction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
And that's what it's about.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? All right. Cry. Now, Cry. I'll put it to you like this. I'll tell you where Cry came from. All right? Of course, it came from the original movie The Lost Boys soundtrack. But here's where it came from into our stratosphere. There was a documentary, and it was called Southern Discomfort. And it was about an independent wrestling show in a small ass town called Anniston, Alabama. Okay? And the documentary was so funny because the wrestlers on that motherfucker were hilarious. They like, it was a guy that was a chef at Wendy's or something. and he was a wrestler, and it just was funny. It was small town, these out of shape bums, you wrestling. It was hilarious, right? So we loved it so much that when we had a day off, we were going through Alabama, so we said, take the bus to Anniston. And we went there and we met those wrestlers, you know what I'm saying? Me and Joey, everybody, we met the wrestlers, we were hanging out with them, you know what I mean? It was dope. And anyway, we go to a strip club that night, right? So funny. So we go into a strip club that night, right? And this chick comes out and she's doing Cry from the Lost Boys soundtrack, right? And she's got a wedding dress on. And she's taking it off. In that song, everybody in the club stopped laughing, stopped conversating. They were just mesmerized on her. You know what I'm saying? And from a strip club veteran, you know what I'm saying? I never saw nothing like that since or before then. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that song, I was like, holy fuck, that is the jam. That song is the jam. So we remade it. That's where the inspiration came from. Because
I remember that, and you told me that, like, Mike, do this song. And you know what I did? I intentionally did not listen to the entire song. I listened to the first verse and chorus, and that was it. And 3 years later, I saw the movie, but I never remembered the song, and I never listened to it. And 3 years later, I heard the whole song, and I missed so many parts of the song. I can't, it's like crazy, the bridge.
Yeah.
But we did our own bridge. We made up a different bridge.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
That was, yeah.
In that song,
The original was like 10 minutes long.
at G-Man's register, right? That was a fucking challenge.
Murdered. Yeah, that was hard.
That was not easy. I know from laying the scratch. I was like, fuck, you can only belt this motherfucker out. You can't even, let me be reserved a little bit. No, you can only sing that one way. Balls out, you know what I'm saying? And it's like from the heart, it's like the music and the lyrics. Cry, little sister. Run to your brother. All that shit is just dope. G-Man, for real, you murdered that.
Murdered that.
Thanks, brother. Yeah. Thank you.
You're a motherfucking, you serial murdered that. All right, so Slam. After a slow, emotional, fucking roller coaster or emotional tsunami that Cry was, you gotta bring them back to their senses. And what better way to do it than with Slam?
And no one can arrange a record like Violent J. And put the songs in the right order, to grab your emotions right by the you-know-whats.
Well, when you really, obviously when you made all the songs, you want to create a certain ride, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it's a lot of thought that goes into it. It's more like just feel, you know what I mean? Very easy to do because it's not exactly, I don't think, strategic. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a fun, aggressive song, but I certainly changed the melodies in the chorus and the end's doing the slam, the laid out verses of slam. I started dragging it out longer and then doing like a slay, yeah, slay, yeah, just to kind of slam.
Put your inflections on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Put your motherfucking.
Well, every song becomes itself in a live performance. In studio, you can do everything in the studio, but you got to get out there and play it.
That's a different thing.
You can't fake that.
That's why some of these songs, they're like almost impossible to hit every lyric on stage. Shit, something like fucking Slam? No way. Fire? No way. Those are all lyrics at high intensity. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's almost like a rap.
Well, you could watch the majority of my live performances, and the majority of the time I didn't get it always right. But there was the few times I did, you know?
Yeah.
I passed that off. Yeah.
You got it, brother. You got this. All right. So, in the last song, Simplicity. Thoughts on Simplicity?
That was a time.
Simplicity was really cool.
when everybody on the label would contribute to everybody else's record. That's my memory from Simplicity, and that was a nice time, man. That was a family time.
No doubt, yeah, it's a good time. I mean, shit, when at the time, it was thunder. I'm proud of all that music. You know what I mean? Everything.
ABK's verse.
Yeah.
ABK's verse. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. And
everybody killed on that song, man. Jamie came through hard. Right. Everybody. It was like really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, man. There it is. And the album is now 20 years later in the Juggalo world. And the funny thing is, when you say in the Juggalo world, people think, yeah, among Juggalos, right? But what are Juggalos? People. So among people, Cracked Tiles is now iconic. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's all like the worlds collided for a reason, and it was all at the right time. That was such a kick-ass, devastating time in my life all through those years. So I mean, really cool, man, and a lifetime of memories. And I, making more every day. We all are, you know what I mean?
That's right.
But holy shit, man, life is short.
Hey, man, cool. life ain't over, motherfucker. You better hit the treadmill, motherfucker. We're going back out. It ain't over. You're being pulled back to duty.
Yeah, put the claws back on. Let's go.
You're being fucking reinstated.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, look, man. It's been a shit. Reminiscing. Coming is the re-release of Zug Izland, Cracked Tiles. You'll hear the date very soon, and it's going to come with a bunch of bonus music that was also made during that era. So if you get the album Cracked Tiles, you can get all the bonus music that came during that, or was recorded during that era. And you get you get the music we did when we reunited. You get those, you get Cracked Tiles, you get all the songs we did during the fucking Cracked Tile days. And it's pure fire. Check it out if you're not hip to it. Introduce some freshness into your life. Yes. And thank you guys, man. Hatchet for life.
Thanks, Jay.
For life.